So this is the coronavirus. As you can see, it's a little sphere with proteins around the surface. These big proteins here in pink are called the spike proteins. So these are very specific from coronaviruses, and these are the ones that bind to the receptors on the cells and help the virus invade the cells. So when that happens, the immune response of the body is triggered. And there are antibodies that are produced to bind to those viral proteins very specifically. So once those antibodies are produced, we can detect them in blood. So we can detect the immune response that has been produced after or during an infection to the coronavirus. There are tests that are called serologic tests that use these antibody signals or bind to these antibodies produced in the body to give a response on whether one has been infected with the virus or not. So they measure two antibodies, one is the IgG and one is the IgM, immunoglobulin G, immunoglobulin M. The M is produced at the beginning of the infection when the symptoms are present and around 7 to 10 days after the infection started. The IgG is produced during similar times, but it remains in the immune memory, giving the sign for this temporal immunity developed against the virus. So I have here two of those tests from two different manufacturers. And what we have done, or what we do in our company, is to develop apps that are able to digitize the results of these serological tests. So I'm Leo Martinez. I'm one of the founders of Colorimetrix. I'm going to show you a demonstration of how can we take immunity results from COVID-19 rapid tests into the digital world and how useful they can be. So I'll give you a demonstration of how the tests work and what our app can do. So now 15 minutes have passed and you can see a control line on the test, meaning that the test has been developed completely and there are no apparent lines on the IgG and IgM antibodies, which means that either I haven't had the virus or I haven't developed the immunity against the virus. And why is this? So here you can see the RNA tests, how they start becoming positive, because the viral load is sufficient to be detected. Around day 10 they reach maximum and then the viral load disappears, so RNA tests are no longer positive. However, around day 10, when the symptoms starts appearing, IgM starts being present and then it quickly disappears. And together, or a little bit after, IgG starts becoming positive and it remains in the immune memory. We still don't know for this virus how long the temporal immunity lasts, but we know that IgM goes up and then IgG goes up, and then we can detect, and based on the ratio of these two, we more or less know when the infection time was. So now I'm going to show you how our app can help interpreting and reading these test results. So here we have the app. So it reads in real time or not the pixel information from the camera feed. So what we do is we take a picture of the test and we can select where the lines are. In this case, of course, it's a negative result. But what it allows us is to not only read and store the digital information, but also transform it into a level or concentration, and then we save it. Once it's saved, you can see and record the results here. And what's most importantly is that you can also send them over to our backend, so you can store them in the cloud, not only for one test, but for different tests over time and for multiple users. So we hope with this technology together, we can help authorities and the general public monitor their immunity so that we know when it's safe to go out with a temporal immunity developed. We don't know how long it lasts, but it's important to know that we are at least safer not to infect others, and that we are also less likely to get infected again. Or if we haven't developed it, that we stay home and follow the instructions so that we can sustain the healthcare system. Thank you.